Your clinical team spent years in rigorous medical training. Yet right now, in thousands of practices across the country, those same professionals are spending 8 to 12 hours a week tracking down intake paperwork and leaving voicemails instead of treating patients. Patient engagement sounds like a simple, unified task: keep people informed and make sure they show up. But in practice, it requires a continuous, labor-intensive workflow that has to run parallel to your actual clinic operations. The default method for handling this in-house is picking up the phone. The problem is that 86% of Americans completely ignore calls from unknown numbers. Manual outreach is failing before the dial tone even stops. Forcing highly trained clinical staff to execute these multi-step engagement tasks creates an immediate bottleneck. It fractures practice workflows and actively pulls time and focus away from direct patient care. Across all medical specialties, the national no-show rate is 23%, causing a staggering $150 billion annual loss to U.S. healthcare. Scaling this down to an individual physician, those missed appointments translate directly into an estimated $150,000 in lost revenue every year. This financial bleed feeds a staffing spiral. Overloaded front office workers and medical assistants burn out and quit, making the search for qualified candidates the #1 challenge for medical group leaders today. Hiring new people into a fractured system does not fix the underlying problem. It creates a compounding cycle where revenue evaporates and valuable institutional knowledge walks out the door every few months. Practices are solving this by refusing to out-hire the turnover. Instead, they completely remove patient engagement from the internal clinic by shifting to Staffingly's dedicated virtual medical assistant, or VMA, model. This comparison illustrates the advantage of automated communication. Manual phone calls struggle to get an answer, but text messages achieve a 98% open rate. By expanding this to a synchronized multi-channel approach using SMS, email, and voice, practices drop no-show rates by 20 to 60%. A dedicated VMA handles the entire life cycle of the patient. They organize intake protocols to secure high-risk first-time visitors, and they manage the ongoing recall outreach required to keep chronic care patients strictly on their treatment plans. Deploying this off-site workflow establishes a parallel track. It permanently unblocks the physical clinic, allowing your in-house staff to redirect 100% of their energy back to the in-person care they were trained to provide. The Staffingly system scales effectively because it splits the workload intelligently. Human VMAs handle the relationship building and complex judgment calls, while artificial intelligence processes the sheer volume of data. We can see this volume management in action here. AI document intelligence automatically reads and categorizes incoming patient paperwork, drastically accelerating processing times before the patient ever arrives. On the communication side, AI voice neutralization technology ensures every patient-facing interaction sounds entirely professional and consistent, regardless of the demographic being served. Behind the scenes, the workflow operates under strict human oversight. Every account includes a team leader, a process manager, and a customer success manager. By pairing advanced artificial intelligence with structured human management, practices gain an error-resistant system that simply outpaces the operational capacity of any traditional front desk. Beyond the operational improvements, there is a strict bottom-line financial reality to evaluate. We have to look at the hidden ledger costs of keeping this work inside the building. The true loaded cost of an in-house employee, base salary, benefits, payroll taxes, and turnover, reaches $60,800 annually. Compare that to the Staffingly model. A dedicated VMA costs a flat $21,600 a year. That represents a 64% reduction in administrative overhead, saving $39,200 per year per person. And that is before calculating the massive revenue you recover by actively plummeting your no-show rates. Making this transition is fast. Practices go live in 48 to 72 hours, with zero setup fees and seamless integration directly into your existing electronic health records. The entire infrastructure comes fully secured out of the box. It is HIPAA compliant, SOC 2 Type 2 certified, and HITRIST certified by default, ensuring your patient data remains strictly protected. And the model scales perfectly to your specific volume. Whether you need a single dedicated VMA or an entire team of 10, there are no long-term contracts required to maintain that flexibility. Staff burnout and bleeding revenue from patient no-shows are no longer inevitable realities of running a successful clinic. They are systematically solvable problems. Stop fighting the turnover trap and book a risk-free pilot to optimize your operations today.